All right, guys, Shotty T here. We got another video. We are less than 2 hours before the new cycle starts. We have a chance to get into Diamond Tier for the first time if we can beat our opponent this week, which is going to be Toman. It's going to be a formidable opponent, level 27, Japanese Alliance, 20 million in power. But we did just beat this alliance, 27, level 27, nearly 20 million power with 100 members. So if we can beat them, we can beat them. The only downside is that this opponent kind of faced an alliance, I guess, that disbanded this past season. So they have the storage, the sandbag advantage because we really had to fight hard last week to advance. But that said, we are going to talk more about hidden power. So I did a video on tactical drones about a couple of weeks ago where a lot of your hidden power can come from upgrading this here and also your skill chip and making sure that you are aligning them with each class type and with your marches and just take advantage of that. Of course, you got other stuff that factors into your power equation, but one of those things, the second, you got your hero level, but then the second highest, they're combined stuff, but you got decorations and building stats. But we're going to talk about the decorations today. So, decorations are commonly obtained throughout the life of the game. Of course, some of these are behind paywalls, of course, but there are a lot of them that are not behind paywalls, and we're going to break down all of these. So you got the different classes. You got your super rare, the blue ones, and you got your super rare, your purple ones, and then you got your ultra rare, which are the legendary ones, and these are the ones that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. So over time, you, like whenever you have these fights that are closely matched, the decorations could make or break the difference between winning and losing. Now, obviously, if you're greatly outmatched by an opponent power wise, or vice versa, if you outpower your opponent by a lot, it's not gonna matter. You should win. All right, it's not gonna be any type of fluky losses. But when it's close, stuff like this definitely make a difference. So, how do you gain decorations? There are two ways to gain decorations throughout the game. You can gain them through these mystery boxes, these RNG boxes, but these RNG boxes are pretty limited to what's in there. Now, a common way to get them currently right now are through the black market store. So make sure you take advantage of the black market whenever you have spare dollars. The discounted version gives you these, but there's only a fixed amount of decorations because there are 33 of them and only 7 of them are in this chest here. So you definitely, I mean, these are good, but they're probably on the lower tier of decorations. All decorations are good in general, but these are on the lesser end of it. So we're gonna look at these. They give you sometimes they'll give you a combination of added health pool, attack, or defense. So that's what all of these pretty much give you. And the higher you level them up, the higher these numbers scale. But in order to level up, you have to get more versions of them. To go from level 1 to level 2, you need 2 versions of a decoration. To get from level 2 to level 3, you have to get 6 more versions of a decoration. And to level 2 to level 3, you have to get 18 versions. And it just keeps going up by multiples of 3. So it goes from 2, 6, 18, 54, then 162. And then to get to level 7, you probably have to get the 486. So it gets more expensive to get higher, but over time, as you're playing the game, you'll eventually, everyone eventually will get to level 7 to some of these decorations. But the other decorations, the only way you can, I mean, of course, there are individual ways you can get these individually, like just for example, like this one here, you can get, and this one here, both of these are in the black market store this off season, at least in my timeline. You guys might have other decorations, but these decoration components can also over time level up your chest, and there are different ways you can get decoration components. Of course, you can get them in the black market store. You can also get them every week in the campaign store. There are 50 of these every week. I don't think they're in the Alliance store. No, they're not there. Maybe they should add them there to make it easier. But they're also in the VIP store for everyone. You get 50 of them a week. It costs 5,000 diamonds to get 50 of them. So just, again, make sure you use your diamonds wisely on getting them stuff that's beneficial for your account. You kind of get an idea what my focus is on based off what you see here and the stuff I kind of ignore. So, but we're going to rank a lot of these. So the common ones that are in the chest, not going to really talk too deeply about those because you're just going to stumble upon getting them over time. And naturally, these are all the ones that are at least at level 4. But we're going to talk about the ones that you have a somewhat of a control to get, or sometimes RNG does play a factor. So the ones that we're going to talk about first are the ones that can only be gained in the season store at this time. So you got the God of Judgment and you have the Throne of Blood. Now these, the good news is that if you don't have them, you're not going to miss out on too much if you don't have them. They do give you a combination of health pool, attack, and defense the higher you level these up. But what you're going to see, especially with the better decorations, when you get them to level 3, because that's kind of like the benchmark level that you want to try to get certain decorations at level 3. They give you like an extra benefit. But on these particular decorations, you don't really get a extra side benefit. You just get more of what they already give you, which is okay. It's still better than nothing. But the God of Judgment is pretty similar. The only thing that it does differently just gives you increased mark size. So these are kind of like on the lower scale, even though you can only get this out of the season ticket store, and you can't even upgrade these with the decoration component. You can only upgrade them by getting more versions of them, but you don't want to raid the season ticket store and going crazy over these. So these are probably going to stay at level 2 for quite some time, because I'm pretty much probably getting like one per off season on average, if that. I think this past off season I got neither one of them, so I kind of spent too many tickets on these the first time they came about. I didn't quite understand the decoration benefit at the time. This particular one only comes in season 4, so it's like a one-time thing. There is no multiple level. It's just one level and that's it. It just gives you a permanent coin output for 2%. I don't think they're going to add more to this. So it's just a one-time thing that you get during season 4. And then you have the military monument. Again, this is stuff that you're going to get over time. Every time you do your campaign, and make sure you check out the campaign videos that I posted several months ago, probably like a year ago now, because not much has changed with the campaign. That's probably one phase of the game that the developments can probably upgrade, because most of you guys are probably capped at your campaign by now, but as long as you do it 3 times a week, those mystery boxes will give you a chance to get these military monuments. And these basically increase your defense and then increase your damage to monsters. But at least you can see when you get to level 3, that's when you start getting a supplemental benefit. So you can kind of tell which decorations are somewhat important. If once you get them to level 3, it gives you something different than what you saw in level 1 and level 2. So that's what you're going to start seeing in some of these more impactful ones. All right, another one that I don't have, which again, probably the majority that's watching this video don't have either, is the Libertas. The only way you can get this is through finishing the top 20 in the Storm Arena, which I'm probably never going to get at any time in this game, because unless I get really lucky in the grouping that I'm in, I don't think I'm gonna ever finish in the top 20 in this. Normally I'm finishing in the top 100 or top 80. So it's just not gonna happen ever. And I'm okay with that. So we're just never gonna have Libertas unless they have another way of entering that in the game. Another item that can only be gained through one method is the Warriors Monument. Now, this one does have a paywall behind it. So whenever you have this certain survivor Taylor, these deluxe adventurer chests, these type of boxes have a pretty good drop rate to give you some stamina, some shards, but it also gives that it's a pretty good drop rate where you can get some those monuments. Now you don't have to have her at 5 stars. Look, if you just have her at 1 star, which I think you might have to only spend like $10 to get her to 1 star, then you could just do that and get these boxes over time. And again, they're not the make or break ones, because the thing about that particular box or that decoration, it doesn't give you an added benefit when you get it to level 3. Because I got this at level 6, and from the jump, it just gives you health pool and attack. And when you get to level 3, it's just more health pool, more attack. So that's all it does. It just keeps increasing. That's it. So you can kind of be okay and focus attention elsewhere if you don't happen to have it, which is fine. The Golden Mobile Squad. Now, this is another item that you just get over time. There's no way to get this outside of just secret tasks. So the more of these secret tasks that you do, you form more of these treasure map pieces, and you open up, if you over time get these ultra rare chests, they have a 9% drop rate to get these golden mobile squads. If you get it to level 3, you get 3 extra secret mobile task dispatches every day. So the important thing is when you get day 2 versus, you'll have 3 extra dispatches. That means there are extra bonus, extra versus points you can get by sending out, but you have to make sure it's legendary, of course. And then also you get more boxes per secret task as well. So more mystery boxes means you have a better chance to get some of these rare items in those mystery boxes, such as those 5K diamonds, which I've gotten those my fair share over time. So again, those are just one of those overtime type things. The rest of these, though, you have somewhat of a control of. Now, some of these do have a paywall behind them, but there are ways you can get them through this decoration of your dreams event. So it's the same way you do for the glittering market, the but ammo bonanza, is that you take advantage of the freebies that the game gives you and just kind of build them over multiple events before you decide to open these, because you only got a fixed amount of time per occurrence to open as far as you can, and then it starts back over at 0 when it goes back around. But the only thing that doesn't start back at 0 is the amount of these you get over time. So it's not a use it or lose it. So I think you get 4 of these per time that this comes out. So if you wait 5 cycles, that's my recommendation, because you'll be able to get 20 spins of this wheel here, and this wheel right here, you have a chance to get whatever you see here. Your view might be different than mine depending on what season you're in, and there's a pretty good chance you're going to get something gold, whether it's a straight up decoration, which some of these are pretty good. Obviously you get the trash stuff, but there are some less common purple decoration that are, some of these are decent. And of course, this is by far the worst pool are the blue ones. You hope not to get too many blues, but if you get 20, then these 20 pools, you can get either some fragments from there. You can get a specific item. And then once you get to 20, you can choose your wish list of these same items that are in this same spin the wheel. And also for each spin that you do, you also build up this. But again, this starts back at 0 the next time this event comes around. So if you wait and try to hoard 20, you'll be able to spin this wheel 20 times, get your guaranteed pick of choice there, and you'll have another decoration choice chest to get another pick your choice item. So, and a lot of these are stuff that is in that. Let's see how many we got here. We got 12, 16, 20, 24, 25. So 25 of the 33 decorations are in that. And we already talked about the ones that you can't get anywhere else. You can't get this one in there. You can't get that one in there. This is season 4 specific. That's arena specific. That's secret task specific. That's based off of campaign chest, and that's based off of that special box. So literally everything that you see is in there with the exception of this, because this literally just came out in season 4. So the deeper you get into the game, the more some of these decorations do become available in that choice chest. So let's look at the rest of these though. So whenever you're choosing to get to level 3, you want to use your universal decoration components to upgrade them. The ones that are at the top of the list for me are ones that give you damage reduction whenever you get to the level 3, and there are 4 of them. Okay, you have this one here we just talked about. It gives you attack, first of all, so we always like attack better than anything else. You get more attack, but when you get to level 3, it adds damage reduction. Damage reduction is just like what it says. When you get hit, you take less damage from your opponent. So pretty straightforward there. So you got that one. You have this 2025 one, gives you damage reduction once you get to level 3. This Joyful Bunny gives you damage reduction when you get to level 3. And where's the 4th one? Yeah, this Torch Relay is when you get to level 3. Again, timeline specific when some of these decorations come into the game. But once you get them, you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money to get multiple versions of them. Just over time, use those universal decoration components to upgrade them to level 3, or just manually choose them for these Decorate Your Dreams event whenever their turn comes in the cycle, or guarantee yourself by choosing one of them here. Okay. All right. And the rest of them though will either give you a combination of either skill damage bonus, or gives you critical damage increase. Skill damage bonus is basically when all the skill points, whatever skill abilities that your heroes have, is just like whatever damage that these skills provide for your heroes. The decoration just adds another percentage, 1% or so or higher for that skill damage. So that's what the boosted skill damage ones do. And then the ones that for critical damage, whenever your heroes land a critical hit, the damage inflicted by that is increased by at least 1%. So we're just going to rapidly go through each of these, and I'll talk about each of them slightly. This one is probably on the second tier of heroes decoration. You get extra attack, which is, again, we like that. And then when you get to level 3, you get critical damage increased by 1.5%. All right. The Pumpkin Panic, this is on the lower tier. This one gives you a combination of health pool, attack, and defense as you level up. But to get to level 3, you get increased damage to monsters, which again, that helps you with the rampage bosses, the Doom Elites, the zombie bosses, and the wanted monsters to get those milestones. But again, that's kind of like on a lower scale. You don't want to prioritize getting that to level 3. You just hope to spin that wheel and just hoping to happen to land on those. This particular one gives you the same thing as that first one. You get attack and critical damage, so I'll put that on the same second tier. This one here, same thing, attack, critical damage. This one here, attack and skill damage. So the skill damage is only 1%. The critical damage ones are 1.5%, but the skill damage, a 1% skill damage increase is still a lot. So I kind of put all of those skill damage and the critical damage one on the same tier that have attack as the base line. Now, this one also gives you baseline attack, and then it gives you critical damage. This one here gives you baseline attack and skill damage once you get to level 3. We talked about those next two. This one here, now these are the lower tiered ones. This one gives you health pool as the base. It gives you a good amount of health pool, but it gives you critical damage. but it's just slightly downgraded because you give you more health pool. But health pool is okay. This one here gives you attack and skill damage. So this is back on that second tier, attack, skill damage. We talked about the 2025 and the Joyful Bunny. This one gives you health pool and critical damage, health pool and skill damage, and the last one is health pool and critical damage. So all the ones with health pool I kind of rank slightly lower, probably on the B tier. The ones with attack, I give them on A tier, and the one with the damage reductions, I put them on the S tier. And then pretty much all the other ones, with the exception of the utility ones with the secret tasks and the construction speed, I put them all pretty much on the same line of kind of like a C tier. But again, all these decorations have benefit in the long term, but you want to make sure that you're focusing on the right ones to upgrade when it comes to using the decoration components. And again, you can only get you can get some of these components throughout the black market this off season with this drop rate here, and then of course you can get them with the trains that are being dispatched, or that either joining the correct thing that has those components, or if you happen to be the conductor, you can refresh the train until it gives you the components that you want, or you can get them in the Alliance store here, and you can also get them in the campaign store, which is every week. So take advantage of the decorations. Again, little things make a big difference over time, but you want to make sure that you're focusing on the right decorations. All right, guys, like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll talk to you later.